Welcome back. There were violent clashes as the EFF protested against alleged racism at Brackenfell High. One man was attacked in the crowd. Ronald Masinda following this angle of the story for us. He joins us live. So Ronald, of course, things have quietened down because police dispersed that crowd. But take us through what unfolded and tell us more, if you can, about the person who was attacked.
Well, all the drama occurred, Shahan, when the SG of the EFF, Marshal Dlamini, was giving his address. And then, out of nowhere, a white male walked in front of the podium asking, or saying rather, excuse me. That was in retaliation of some of the remarks that Marshal was making about racism in Brackenfell. And that seemed to have angered the large group of EFF protesters. And we saw quite a number of police intervening, some of them shooting rubber bullets. We also were caught in the crossfire where tear gas, we had to duck for cover where tear gas was chucked in that crowd where we were. So there was quite a lot of commotion, quite a lot of chaos. But since then, things have quieted down. EFF supporters have left the vicinity. But let's take you back to what actually happened, Shahan, earlier on.
Don't do that. Move! Pick up shit! Move! Fighters! I'm a bumchacho! For the fighters! I tell a party! I'm a bumchacho!
All right, so outside of the drama, what's the EFF saying about racism at schools?
Well, the EFF made it very clear that they will give the school 7 days for the principal and the 2 teachers who are allegedly involved or attended this matric ball, the private function that has caused quite a lot of controversy leading up to today. 7 days for them to resign and step down from their positions. It seems things are far from over, Shahan. As we heard from the SG of the EFF, they were also saying that quite a number of other schools are being targeted, the likes of Rhodes and Jan van Riebeeck schools that are quite well known here in the Western Cape. So their plan is not only here in Brackenfell, but it seems like other schools as well. But what we saw throughout the course of the day was just back and forth conversations with EFF leadership, with police trying to convince the EFF that only 100 people were allowed initially, were given permission to hand in that memorandum. And the EFF managed to persuade the police to increase that number to 500. But the EFF afterwards, they seem to have a change of mind, and they decided, look, we can't allow our other members to just sit on the sideline and watch 500 EFF members, because there were well over, probably over 2,000, because one of the police that we spoke to said there were well over 2,000 people, and their issue was they wouldn't allow that many people at the school, because when the EFF received permission from the city of Cape Town to go ahead with the strike, they were promised only 100, because there were quite a number of rules and regulations that the EFF had to adhere to, issues pertaining to COVID-19 protocol, that people had to keep social distancing. Much of the day we didn't see many people wearing masks or keeping social distancing, Shahan. So that was cause for concern. But the EFF remains defiant. They will continue protesting here. They haven't given indication as of yet when they will return to the school, but things seem to be far from over.
Never tolerate racism. We will never in the Western Cape tolerate the instructions of Stellenbosch. But we are very much glad that everybody has responded, including other provinces and as well as the international world, to see what is happening in the Western Cape. They have applied SG. They're making an appeal that Western Cape should be a Boer Republic. As long as EFF is here in the Western Cape, that will never happen. So I'm saying thank you very much for coming and support us in our quest to fight this racism in this province. There are more schools that are still very racist. There is a Rhodes High School that we're still going to. There is a Jan van Riebeeck High School that we're still going to. We will shut them down as long as they still oppress the children of the black people.
All right, we're going to leave it there. Ronald Masinda is in Cape Town. Now, the